So maybe
is going.
Hello, and welcome everybody to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida's Department of Communication and the CW17. I'm David Sweats.
And I'm Hannah Guile. We're here each month for stories about our life on the favorite coast, the First Coast.
This week we'll travel through history to meet Jacksonville's native population, rising chefs, yoga instructors, and armed service members.
Work, school, bills, your health, these are all factors that can cause a person to stress out. It can be difficult to find a form of relaxation that works for you. I spoke with a yoga teacher who's starting her journey to help others find peace in this chaotic world.
In today's world, finding peaceful time for yourself can be a struggle. According to the American Institution for Stress, 77% of people say that they experience physical symptoms, while 73% say that they experience psychological symptoms, all due to stress. Morgan Young has found that by incorporating yoga into her daily routine, she has significantly lowered the amount of stress in her life. Young, a recent UNF graduate, loved how these ancient practices benefited both her mental and physical state, so much so that she was inspired to become a yoga teacher.
I originally got into yoga through a friend, and after taking a few of his classes, I realized how natural it is for me. And then it was also a way for me to channel my love for helping people, because that's one of my passions in life, is to help and guide and shine light to people and show them the love that they have in their own hearts and the love that they can find within whenever they're doing yoga. So I wanted to create the space for other people to find that as well, and that's why I decided to take the teacher training program.
After Morgan completed the teacher training program, she started the My Yoga Jacks tribe. She encourages her students to start their own yoga journey.
In a study conducted by the American Osteopathic Association, one of the biggest reasons people practice yoga is for the improvement of mental health. One of the key aspects of nurturing mental health is the loving environment that yogis can turn to when life gets overwhelming.
It's like a community that we have created, and I call it the My Yoga Tribe. And it's just a beautiful group of people. So I really highly recommend anyone who wants to join or find a new group of friends or a new community to come to one of the My Yoga classes, talk to some people after class, because they are tremendous people.
You can usually find Young teaching yoga on the beach Sunday mornings. She doesn't charge her students, only accepts whatever donation amounts they're able to give. This tight-knit group of My Yoga students push Young to become the best teacher she can be.
After watching Morgan, I know I've been inspired to start practicing yoga again. To find out when and where the My Yoga classes are, visit our website at www.unftv.com or follow the tribe's Instagram at MyYogaJacks.
Who's hungry? Reporter Daniela Toporek heads to Vernon's restaurant to sample some delights and interview Chef Tanya White on her rise to assistant sous chef and discuss her new brunch at Vernon's.
It's an early Sunday morning at Vernon's restaurant, and the staff is preparing for one of Chef Tanya White's specialty brunches. Chef Tanya, better known as Mama T, grew up with a passion for food thanks to her grandmother.
I never realized how much I had to do with the culinary world until I got older, and our kitchen was like our living quarters. We sat around a kitchen table and everything came there, the good food and good times.
Challenged by executive chef Joe Natoli, Chef Tanya came up with not one but 5 different brunch themes, each with a unique cuisine, live entertainment, and children's area.
I just wanted everybody to have a different experience at the same restaurant. You don't have to travel far to have something different. So I wanted to create something that would bring it all back, having food together and enjoying each other's company.
I tasked Tanya to come up with this brunch. She was a little nervous. She's like, Chef, I don't know. Little by little, she started getting some steam. We launched the first weekend, and it was just absolutely amazing to see her, how confident she was and how proud she was. And stopping to talk to every single table. The kids station, almost brought a tear to my eye because how much effort she put into that. It was Tanya's passion. That's what brought people back.
Oh my gosh, she's so energetic and so positive and totally like family oriented. It feels like home. The food's been awesome. So, and the different theme each week is super interesting, and it keeps you kind of wanting to come back and see what's next.
From the taste of the Mediterranean to soulful Sundays to farm to table and more, each theme takes you on a flavorful journey, even in the kids area.
What's your favorite part about it?
Getting the food and like eating bacon.
Although Chef Tanya is the main creator behind the brunch, she can't be any more thankful for her staff. It really shows how passion for food and respect for one another leads to teamwork behind these kitchen doors.
I look at them as family. Everybody has a part, and we lean on each other. I had a chef many years ago, and he was like, if you can read, you can cook. But what I can't teach you is empathy, or how to have love for what you do, how to be a leader, and you got it. It means so much to me that someone else can see that in you when you can't see it for yourself.
We asked Mama T if she had any words of wisdom for aspiring little girls.
You can do anything you want that you put your mind to. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Don't second guess yourself. Just know that you are more than capable to do what you got to do.
Daniela Toporek, Inside Jacksonville.
Just looking at all that food makes me hungry. Not to mention, her success story is an inspiration. For more information about Chef Tanya White and her brunch creations, visit our website or go on Instagram and look up hashtag Chef Tanya White Creations.
Coming up next, we'll travel through time to experience some of Jacksonville's ancient history.
Also after the break, we'll experience how rad Jacks can be.
Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville. For our next story, we dig into an archaeological site on the Talbot Islands.
We'll also explore the little-known art and nightlife Jacks has to offer.
Just 20 miles from downtown Jacksonville lies one of the city's greatest attractions, the Talbot Islands. The islands are known for their beautiful driftwood beaches and their nature preserve. Many may not know, however, that one of the oldest Indian tribes settled on those same beaches. Inside Jacksonville's Alexia Carrasco takes us to the islands to learn more about their history.
Located on northeast Florida's unique sea islands, the Talbot Island State Parks are natural preserves that offer camping, hiking, and a surreal landscape to enjoy outdoor activities. Between the hiking and kayaking, students and teachers from the University of North Florida have been digging a little deeper into its mysterious history.
At UNF, we've been working on Big Talbot Island off and on since 1998. So we've done 5 projects, and 4 of them have been UNF field schools. We know that there is a site there that when the French and Spanish arrived in the 1560s, there was a Timucuan Mocama village called Sarah Bay, and we think we have found Sarah Bay.
When people come to Big Talbot Island, they come for the fun in the sun and the stunning driftwood beaches, but a lot of people may not know about the history that lies in this area, a heritage that can be found all around us, even right here.
They were living off the land for most of their history. I think the richness of the estuary fishing is so great that you really don't need to undertake agriculture. And so I think that's the way they were living. We do see at various points in time they're involved in long distance interaction networks. We don't see a lot of evidence on Big Talbot Island, but on sites of that time period we do see it.
Archaeological findings show that life wasn't all fishing and burial mounds for the Timucuans. There was conflict and violence in their lives. Dr. Ashley explains the nature of the warfare they engaged in.
Of violence, we do start seeing more kind of potential weapons later on, suggesting that they could be involved in raiding. Spanish and French documents suggest that they are. Their ideas of raiding would be groups that are here along the St. Johns River, groups on Big Talbot Island, groups all the way up to Cumberland Island, seem to be part of their allies. They get along, so they're not raiding one another, but they're raiding other Timucua groups who may be living farther kind of up the St. Johns River.
The beauty of their natural lives couldn't last forever. The arrival of Europeans signaled the end for the Timucuans. Student Lacey Prokowski explains the turbulent time.
When the Europeans came in, essentially our ancestors came in and they one way or another ended up wiping out these Native Americans, so that they're like the Timucua. There are no known descendants of Timucua, and I'm not saying that they're completely wiped out, but there's no known descendants currently today. I mean, that's a whole population of people, a whole culture that was completely wiped out, but they lived here for so long.
Dr. Ashley leaves us with the importance of learning our history.
I think a big responsibility that we have here at UNF in terms of the archaeology we do is not just to write scholarly articles for journals, but to also get the information out to people here in Jacksonville.
Alexia Carrasco, Inside Jacksonville.
I never knew that there is so much history in our own backyard. To get a glimpse of some of the rich culture, visit the state park to find activities like hiking, kayaking, and even biking. Who knows, maybe you'll stumble upon some of Jacksonville's long-lost history.
Basketball season is in full swing, and the UNF men's team is looking to have a great season led by their junior guard, Yvonne Gandea-Rosa. However, the road Yvonne took to get here was not always easy. I sat down with the budding star to discuss the challenges he's overcome.
And then out of the blue, he called and said, "Coach, I got a guy that's perfect for you."
He's a top-notch competitor. Work ethic is unbelievable, always strives to be the greatest he can be. And on top of that, he's just a great teammate, great leader.
They're talking about Yvonne Gandea-Rosa, a junior point guard at the University of North Florida. Yvonne was born and raised in the eastern part of Puerto Rico, in the city of Caguas. It was in a rec center, like this one, on the campus of the University of North Florida, that Yvonne first remembers playing basketball. And it wasn't long after that he fell in love with the game that he calls beautiful.
That had to be in the first club I ever played in Caguas, Livac. Yeah, I was there. I played with my cousin, which he is like 3 years older than me, so I was like playing ages up, but I was on the same team as him.
But Yvonne is more than just a basketball player. He's a student who struggles with his classes. Not to mention, he's been removed from his family since he was a middle schooler.
Well, I moved when I was 15 years old. I went to Huntington, West Virginia. I went to Huntington Prep for 3 years. And then from there, I went to junior college in College of Central Florida, down in Ocala. And from there, Coach Driscoll saw me, and then I came up to Jacksonville.
To make things even harder for Yvonne, his family has been in the path of several horrific hurricanes.
It was tough. I was here, there, like I couldn't do absolutely anything. All I could see in social media was devastation, houses, just everybody losing everything. And it was hard until I actually did get a call from my father. Cause he was at my grandma's house, and she has like a house phone, not just a cellular. So he was able to call me. I could hear the wind through the phone, but he told me everybody else in my family was all right, how everybody else was doing. So that calmed me down a whole lot. But I just had to keep doing what I was doing over here and just pray.
Coach Driscoll believes, however, that these hardships are really helping Yvonne grow.
And probably his biggest growth has been his communication. I think the hurricane destroying his home, him uncertainty of his family and where they were going to be and where they were going to go, it never stopped what he wanted futuristic, long-term.
Yvonne continues to grow off the court in the classroom, where he pursues a sports management degree. Yvonne continues to work on his game as he aspires to make it to the professional level. After basketball, he wants to either be a coach, an athletic director, or a general manager. For more information on Yvonne's story, go to unftv.com.
From undiscovered talent and little recognition, the underground music and art scene in Jacksonville has been hidden for quite some years, until one company decided to show just how rad Jax is.
There's nothing quite like a vintage look, and there's no better way to get that than with thrifting. Thrifting is the act of buying and selling old retro clothes, and no one knows more about thrifting than Tiana DeSalvo, founder of Dead People's Closet, an online store for, well, dead people's clothes.
I've always preferred to wear vintage clothes and to dress very much so differently than everybody else that I ever knew in high school. and and I just started going to local thrift stores when I started driving, and my mom hated it immediately, couldn't stand it, and as soon as she could say a word to me about it, she would. As soon as I came home, she would be like, not again. She's like, you're not buying this stuff again. And I almost kind of like got addicted to it just because it was so much fun. Like, you're looking, thrifting is like just finding treasures. She would grab onto me and she'd be like, please, Tiana, for the love of God, do not wear the dead people's clothes.
Jacksonville creatives are afforded the opportunity to collaborate and promote through Jax's Rad, an organization dedicated to making the Jacksonville underground scene known.
I just like being born and raised here. I hated Jacksonville, and I kind of wanted to change my thought process on it too, and like kind of probably throughout it, and even right before I started Jax's Rad, because I remember when I launched it, I knew like Jax's Rad is because of us kind of thing, and I feel like there's a huge underground art scene here. Like, I feel like we have like main artists too, but we also have so many just, I don't know, artists that aren't known. But I think like Jacksonville's such a spread out city too, that it's hard to like connect it all together. So that's kind of like the unknown, bring the unknown known.
Jax's Rad promotes local artists and creators like Tiana and holds events where they can showcase their work.
I met Ansley actually, I initially just through me owning Dead People's Closet and her wanting to throw a Jax's Rad bash, and she was throwing a party and she needed vendors, and kind of linked up through that, and then I told her about Dead People's Closet, and then I helped her throw her second party at Hoptinger, and oh, it was so fun. It's such a blast, and that event just went so well that since then I've just been sort of helping her coordinate events and decide where they should be, who we should have vend there, how everything should be run.
For more information on Jax's Rad and Dead People's Closet, visit jaxsrad.com. James Donlin, Inside Jacksonville.
If you've got a craving to find some undiscovered talent, check out our website for more information on how to get involved in this growing community.
Coming up next on Inside Jacksonville, we show the city's pride in the military.
Also next, we meet Mikey, the service dog, and follow his journey to his forever home.
Welcome back again to Inside Jacksonville.
For our last two stories, we honor military members, even those of the four-legged variety.
The Wounded Warrior Project, headquartered here in Jacksonville, is dedicated to providing services for those who've been wounded serving our country. Inside Jacksonville, Stephen Thompson takes us to the Carry Forward 5K, where people ran in support of our nation's veterans.
1, 2, 3. Veterans, first responders, firefighters. These are just some of the people who put their lives on the line to protect the freedoms and lives of American citizens. The Wounded Warrior Project, headquartered here in Jacksonville, helps give back to those who risk their own safety to help others. The Carry Forward 5K is one of many events that let the citizens of Jacksonville show their support for these everyday heroes.
So those that maybe they didn't serve, but now's their opportunity to serve, and serve those that so graciously have raised their hand and volunteered to serve us.
I'm here at the finish line here at Wounded Warrior Project Carry Forward 5K event, where thousands of participants have come out in support of veterans and warriors wounded in combat.
These events are really important. It shows the warriors and their families and veterans that the community stands behind them, that we're here to help, that we support them when they come home.
In a military town like Jacksonville, this support is amplified even more than usual.
I think one of the things that makes Jacksonville so unique is that it is a military town. So you have military support members here that know what it's like to be in that community, in that family of the military.
Some people even come out to run in support of specific causes, like veterans' mental health.
A member of my team, he's a warrior as well. He's carrying 23 pounds in his rucksack. 22 for every warrior that we lose every single day to suicide, and 1 extra pound for the one that we can save. So I think that's just a testament to the values that we have in Jacksonville, that we do support the military. We embrace the military and their families.
There are several other events year-round in Jacksonville for veterans and other heroes. Some of these events include career fairs and a virtual 5K for people who couldn't make it to the event but still want to contribute. There's also several support programs for veterans, such as CSX Pride in Service, which offers care packages, meals, and scholarships to veterans, active military, and first responders.
That will provide resources and support for military families, veteran families, and first responder families right here in Jacksonville.
And to all the veterans watching at home, Jeremiah has one last thing to say.
My message to all my brothers and sisters are thank you, welcome home, and keep pushing forward.
Stephen Thompson, Inside Jacksonville.
I'm proud to be a member of a community that shows so much support for our veterans from Jacksonville and across the nation.
A Jacksonville-based organization is using canine companions to help veterans overcome the challenges of post-traumatic stress disorder. Our very own Chase Carl recently went through the program, and he told his story to Inside Jacksonville's Matthew Farina.
The end of military service can bring a loss of direction and feelings of isolation. That's why Marine Corps veteran Chase Carl joined Canines for Warriors.
It's specifically a program where they provide service dogs to veterans and military members who are suffering from PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, TBI, which is traumatic brain injury, and MST, which is military sexual trauma.
Before finding Canines for Warriors, Carl was medically discharged in 2012. He said a training accident kept him from deploying with his unit, which led to intense feelings of guilt since 25 of his comrades were killed in action.
It's that constant, if I'd been there, would things have been different? Even though I know probably in my heart that's not true, but like there's always that what if I'd gone, maybe one of them would have come back to a family. Maybe I'm just mentally weak because I didn't deploy. I didn't see the things that a lot of these guys saw. I didn't die. I didn't get hurt. But the guilt that I didn't have those things happen to me, it's with me daily.
Fortunately for Carl, Canines for Warriors introduced him to a new friend and daily companion.
He called my name, brought me over, and Mikey was sitting there, and they were like, "Chase, this is Mikey." And I almost cried, honestly. This is one of the more emotional days and moments I've had in a long time because it was finally all real.
Even though Carl and Mikey graduated from the program in early November, Carl says deepening their bond is critical to helping Mikey adjust to his new home.
They tell you for the first 30 days when you leave, stay attached just like we were there. It's to help keep building that bond, help the dog get used to a new environment because this is all brand new to them too.
Carl says Mikey's presence is helping him enjoy his surroundings, whether at home or at school, something Carl previously struggled with due to PTSD.
I've been taking him with me everywhere so far. He's come with me out. I've gone to the store, I've gone to UNF, a couple different places, and he's been by my side the whole time.
So I'm here with Chase and Mikey. As you can tell, Mikey is extremely well behaved. Chase was telling me a little bit about Mikey's background. He was actually a stray in Fernandina Beach before being picked up and taken to the local animal shelter, and then ultimately he was chosen for Canines for Warriors. And Chase was saying how happy he is to have Mikey, and I know that Mikey is happy to have a new home with Chase. Beyond their day-to-day routine, Carl says that Mikey is already helping him get over the feelings of isolation he once had. Carl added that he can't wait to see what the future holds for himself and his battle buddy. Matthew Farina, Inside Jacksonville.
Chase and Mikey already seem well on their way to being best friends. If you want to know more about PTSD or Canines for Warriors, visit the Inside Jacks website for more information.
Well, that's a wrap on this edition of Inside Jacksonville.
If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com, where you'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com.
You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at InsideJacksUNF. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next time on Inside Jacksonville.